all of it got orange on it though.
It's an orange kind of thing.
Got orange.
Pop up. Testing 1 2 1 2. Yeah, this mic is nice.
Pick up a lot.
Hmm.
I said pick up a lot.
You shave your hand, bro?
Nah, who shaved their hands?
okay.
It looks shaved?
A little bit. Yeah,
Nah.
that shit look a little shaved, bro.
Nah, I don't shave my hand. Who do that?
I don't know. Brian on y'all head already though.
He got a lot of making up to do.
Ain't nobody talking.
Right, he got a lot of making up to do.
What up, brother? Happy birthday to you.
Happy 65th. Old face ass.
Already.
Benjamin Button face ass.
Oh, Rip Van Winkle face. What's happening, y'all? It's your boy, Collar Park Sean. Here with a little paint where it ain't a little season with some reasoning. This our first one in 2000, Twanky Trey.
Good to see y'all.
And we got the three amigos in the house.
We in the
man.
building.
What's happening?
We in
What's
the
happening?
building.
How y'all doing out there, good people?
Man, all is well, brother. Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to y'all family. Feliz Año Nuevo. Good to see y'all, brother. Glad to be in the building.
Yeah, what he said. Felice and Timberlands. Yeah, what
I'm
he
gonna
said.
get Felice and Timberland.
Yeah, Felice.
I'm gonna get them together.
Felice and Timberlands. Let's go. Let's go.
Already, man. Yeah, we set out, man. We set out for a minute, man. We just wanted to recharge. Everybody was doing their whole little end of the year roundup and all that. We just said we're gonna sit back and chill and recharge for a little bit. But we back now. So,
Nice little tail and wine over there.
yeah, look.
You're shining, brother. You're
I
shining.
don't get to wear that often because it got a lot of colors in it.
Support black. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean?
Black, man.
Yeah, I'm talking about. You feel me? Yeah, man. But how was y'all holidays? Just time off, time down, all that.
I ain't do nothing. I worked. I watched Michigan lose.
That's a tough game.
That's what I did. Boom, 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 boom. Rutgers wasn't in it, was it?
Nah.
Oh, okay.
He said Rutgers.
We go for Rutgers in New Jersey.
I'm just saying.
I don't follow college. I ain't had no dog in
Just
that
saying.
fight.
It's
I
all
ain't had no
good.
dog in that fight.
Camden University didn't play.
Yeah.
For sure.
Penn State and then, Syracuse.
Them schools out there,
Yeah.
you said near
St.
Jersey.
John.
Oh, that's not you, bro.
UConn.
You across the bridge, bro. You across the bridge.
Hey, I'll shoot my shot. Holidays were cool though, man. I had the in-laws in town. They came in from Virginia Beach. I had to work too though. I was out there getting it in too. Yeah, so and got them back. You know what I mean? Always good to see them cats.
I see you changed up. You got your elder bars going there. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? I see.
You know,
I see.
It take me 2 days to get
I'm
what
about
you
to say,
have.
yeah, I'm about to say,
My
you
shit
grow
grow back fast.
Hell yeah, you know what I'm saying? I know it do. I see you got your elder bars
Yeah,
today.
did
I
it.
see.
You know, do it for the show. Do it for
Okay,
my folk. You know what I'm
okay, I see. 2
Glad to be
days,
in
he
the
be
building.
past me.
Yeah, I can't
Yeah,
even grow my. I don't even.
we went down there.
Yeah, we
road.
tried that.
Yeah,
I was like, dude, what you doing? You look tired. What's wrong with
Yeah,
you? I'm
like-
just trying to grow a beard, dude. What's wrong with you?
He's looking like Anthony Hamilton.
You know what I'm saying?
God damn.
Said patchwork. Patchwork.
Put a little Beijing in that thing.
Yeah.
Put it together.
You need a whole case on that. Anyway, let's
But
go.
yeah,
Let's
my
go.
holidays, man, it was cool. Like I got a little sick though. I ain't gonna lie. I got a
yeah.
little under the weather. Had some pipes bust. You know what I mean?
Oh, for real?
Yeah, man. So it was tough, but you know, I'm thankful that I was able to take care of
You know, he
everything.
got that change.
Insurance. Oh, yeah.
No, he got that change. You know what I'm saying? He ain't
so
worried
he
about
don't
no
need
insurance.
insurance.
He ain't worried about no insurance. He got that
Rich.
change.
I forgot he rich.
Yeah.
Supermodel.
He paid.
Oh,
you know what I
man.
like about it?
What?
He paid for it. He ain't try to fix it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He paid for it. He ain't
Is
try
he
to
a
fix
less
it.
of a man because he didn't try
I
to
mean,
fix
I
it?
don't know, but he.
Here we go.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
just saying? I'm just saying.
Hey, I ain't trying to fix.
He
Hey,
handy.
electricity and water. I can't
He
fix
just
that.
paid for
Well,
it.
Sean, are you handy? Are you consider
Yeah,
yourself a
I'm
handy
handy.
guy?
Yeah, I'm a handy guy. I can do some stuff. Put up ceiling fan, paint. You know what I mean? I do a
Okay.
lot of stuff. You know what I
What
mean?
about
But
you?
I could pay for a lot of shit.
say I work hard.
I work for a reason.
I ain't
I
mad
work
at you,
hard.
brother.
You know what I'm saying?
I give it to the man that do it for his
Huh?
bread and butter.
He do it
'Cause I know
because
he gonna do shit
he
right.
do it because he like it. I pay for it because I don't want to do it. That's a difference.
But you know what, Ralph? If I do pay for it, anything, I gotta fuck it up myself, so I know it's messed up. I'll take a crack at it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You can't say I
Yeah,
ain't tried.
For sure.
Right.
I'll take a crack.
And if I do fix it, you can't tell me nothing.
My crack
Right.
got it looking at it.
What is this?
Make these phone calls. I ain't got time for that shit. I got shit to do. I ain't got time for that. Say what you want. It got fixed.
Oh man.
Right.
Oh man.
It's all good.
All right. Well, we're gonna start off at people. Let's start off with the most current situation. We got the other night we had the Buffalo and Cincinnati Bengals playing, and a young man got hurt, almost critically hurt. Demar Hamlin got hit, got up, and he fell. He went back down. They had to resuscitate him at the field, and then they had to resuscitate him again once he got to the hospital. So that's just what happened. Y'all go ahead and talk about everything that was behind that and how y'all feel.
To be honest, man, as long as he recover to live, that's all I really care about. You know, because I'm not a big football dude, no way. So, shout out to the the homie team. That's the homie team. So,
Yeah.
shout out to the Bills. Shout out to the Bengals as well for doing what they did. They didn't have to. But yeah, I just speedy recovery for him until he can live. Because like I said, you go through that kind of stuff. We don't know how much time his brain didn't have oxygen.
Right.
That's the main thing. Right. We ain't no telling what he lost. My son suffers from epilepsy, so I know what it's like, to go through things like that. But like I said, speedy recovery from him. Yeah.
From what I heard today, that he's made remarkable recovery.
Yeah.
I mean, he video chatted his teammates.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Okay.
And threw up a love sign with his hands.
Right.
You know what I mean?
He ain't no time. Yeah,
man,
they
you
got
can't. Man, that's all. And to the Bills organization, they said that's all the motivation we needed.
Yeah,
Could you imagine the amount of adrenaline that went through that
Yeah,
organization?
They gonna
after
put
that?
their hands on somebody today. I might jump through a type.
Man,
Yeah.
I ain't jumping through no type.
You'll be right there in the room next to him.
Yeah.
So this what it's like, bro. Huh?
Man, look, it was a sad scene. I mean, I've never experienced nothing like that, but to see it live,
Yeah,
I
that
knew
was
something was.
and what people don't
tragic.
realize, man, the players are kids, man.
Yeah, literally.
Absolutely.
So
Literally.
I don't know a part of life that a lot of people have ever seen that in person. I have. I've been one to administer CPR,
Okay.
and to see it is like you really need to know what you're doing. Like, so shout out to the first responder
No doubt.
that got there and administered that, man. That's not nothing to play with. You know what I'm saying? he did a great job. He saved that young man's life. But like you said, like looking at the player's face, you realize that they kids.
Right.
Like everybody on that field probably 10 years younger than everybody sitting at this table. Especially.
Not probably are. They
But
are.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, they are.
Me being the oldest talking, looking at y'all, probably y'all. But you know what I'm saying?
He the oldest by a couple
So, you know,
months.
like I said, actually a month for you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. But shout out to, him and his family and the players, everybody, man. Just, speedy recovery for him, man. So he can live. I ain't worried about him playing football again. I just want the young man to live.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I had a discussion with someone about I don't think people realize how dangerous the sport is and how young, from what you were saying, how young these players are.
Absolutely.
The average person that plays, and this is I'm going to say average, not even a great or a good person. They average 5 or 6 years in the league. Say you go in at you're 21. Mm-hmm. So you at 27, you retired. 25, 26, 27, you retired. You got your whole life ahead of you. Mm-hmm. So it comes down to where when you get signed, you got to learn how to manage your money. You got to learn how to understand that this isn't a lifelong situation. Right. And then when situations like this happen, where it's a medical situation and you're almost critically damaged, you have to have stuff in place to be able to make sure you good from here on out. So I think this is, like I said, speedy recovery for him, prayers to him and his family, but also it should be an eye-opener to making sure when you get into something like this, especially the NFL, because it's a very violent sport, to set yourself up to when something happens, that you and your family are in a place to where y'all can be all right later on down the line.
Julius say they get paid for their bodies.
Yeah, I agree with that. They sign up for it.
They get paid for their skills. I'm not going to necessarily say their bodies.
A little bit of both.
I'm sure that's probably what he meant as well.
A little bit of, I would say a little bit of both. And
yeah,
it's voluntary, but it is definitely a very violent sport. And I think as a fan and people that stand on the sidelines, they want to take up the sport aspect of it as opposed to the human aspect of it. And when something like this happens, you have to look at the human aspect of this sport. And that's when you start looking at, if you do any history, all these older guys that was in the players union that were suing the NFL for years because they wasn't getting no money. And you had a lot of these guys with dementia and committing suicide, all these things. And the NFL was brushing it under the rug, and the players union had to come out and really just go at them. Be like, man, y'all need to get these folks some money.
Let me ask you a question, though. Unless you're the first NFL player or the first 2 teams to ever hit the field, should you prepare for that? Like you said earlier, as far as, taking care of you after the game. Mm-hmm. We all seen the show Broke. Right. Mm-hmm. And what happens when you give people money.
I don't think that is I believe the players get briefed once they enter the league.
Yeah.
About stuff, about financial well-being. And
again, let's talk about how old these guys are.
I know. It's not mandatory, though, is it?
It's mandatory to go. Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, I think they have
I think it's everybody has to go.
Classes that they have to go to.
With that being said, if to come into the league right now and you see what's before you, how much of that falls on you to prepare yourself to after football? Because it's easier for us to say, and I'm not against it, don't get me wrong, is that the league supposed to do something for these players. But they got something in place, but you just got to make it 5 years to get a pension. You know what I'm saying? But then you don't get the pension until you like 55. My man broke it down. I was like, wow.
Yeah, he
went But what are you going to do until then? Because your average career is over by the time you 35.
Literally.
And you make a bunch of money early in life. Some do. Some don't. If you're not a quarterback, skilled player
marquee player,
you don't really make no money. So I mean, before you go out and buy that chain and that big ass house, are you setting up for after football?
I know the NFL was the worst when it comes to training or having these courses for the players coming in. The NBA set up a complete program for those players when they come in, to where they have them set up with retired players that went through it, that would sit down and tell them, you know, you need to do this, you need to put this there. The NFL, I think they just started within the last 5 or 6 years, just trying to have something in place.
I mean, their contracts ain't even guaranteed. So I mean,
yeah.
Right.
So,
but with this being said, like a lot of this being said, you know this going in.
yeah. So it's always a gamble.
Yeah.
It's always a gamble. So.
Like, you know this going in. I mean, and like Brian just said, the seminars, Herm Edwards used to be the head of that before he took the job at Arizona State. So he probably back. He's been fired then. But, you know, you have to really, and I understand what Julie is saying. Like, you know, you come from poverty and you know, you get this money and you can't wait to do what you're going to do. That's true.
Very true.
But you know what you're going to do. How much responsibility is that on you to make a conscious decision? Like, you got players like Marshawn Lynch, never spent a dime of his NFL contract. He lived off his endorsements.
Yep.
And I'm not, everybody don't get endorsements. I get that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But if he's not spending none of that money and living off endorsements,
No,
are you looking at that like maybe Jason Tatum's another one, hasn't spent a dime of his NBA money.
I think Shaq did it too.
And they contract's guaranteed. He always gonna get his bread.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how much responsibility are you to yourself? How much you care about yourself? I mean, because as of right now, you know, he's not even 3 years in. You know what I'm saying? He's on his first contract. I think they said it's like some $100,000. It's not even $1 million.
It's not a lot.
And he only 24. He got, you know, what happens to that now?
Right.
So, I mean, I get it. The NFL should have things in place, but you also have things in place yourself. Life insurance is something that a lot of us don't have.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of us, you know, don't use our insurance that we have to make sure we good. Yeah. So you got to take some responsibility for yourself, as well as you want to point that finger and say, well, so-and-so should have this, so-and-so should have that.
Yeah.
Like, I get that. You know, you play a game that they making a lot of money off of. And it should be some money spent for you after football. But how much?
Let me ask you this. Based off of, like he was talking about, the poverty-stricken people that come out and get into athletics, and let's just say the NFL specifically, how many of those players that you think come through, is it leveraged against the ones that come from like a middle-class family or, you know, such and such? You know what I'm saying? Like, how many poverty-stricken players come in to say, I just got to make this money? Versus players that just say, like you had a couple of players that come in and they'll play a couple of years and they got their degree and then they go off and to, you know, whatever it is. But I would, just me personally, I think most of the players that go into the NFL, this is all they got.
I get that.
Yeah.
So if this is all you got,
invest in yourself.
Come on, man.
I feel
It's hard to do that.
Brian said he didn't get financial literacy till he was 30. You were saying it's hard to do that. Why you say that?
I say it was hard to do that coming up if nobody's introduced that
Right.
to you, and then you're receiving these big sums of money.
It's 2022.
It's hard to.
We sitting here and we know
Change
that
that mindset.
they have financial literacy seminars. We know that. So
We're talking about a 21,
But who gonna
22.
adhere to that
You know what I
advice?
mean? Now I just
let
hit you with
me say this.
signing bonus.
You've been taking care of a star football player. Been taking care of his whole life.
Sure.
His whole life. But you see everything that's done went on before. All you care about is football, basketball, baseball. You see everything that's going on.
Right.
At what point do you look at yourself and be like, I don't want to be that? I understand poverty, man. I'm you know what I'm saying? I get that. But you can't keep living off that. Well, I ain't have, so I can't change shit. You can't keep doing that, man. You can't keep doing that. Eventually, you gotta, even if it's 10%, you ain't gotta put it all up.
Right.
Yeah.
But 10% of what you get if you just put that. Look at Allen Iverson. Everybody talking crazy about Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson got a lot of money coming to him pretty soon here.
From Reebok.
He got a lot of money coming from, because he knew.
Right.
I ain't ready for all this kind of money.
He pissed it
so
off.
somebody in this corner was like, yo, put this up for you later on. Do everybody have that? No, because you got greedy relatives, you got greedy agents and all that. But you as a player, you see all this that's going on.
It sounds good till that check really hit. You want to take care of shit now.
But then you
But I was thinking about, I deal with it later.
But you point the finger later of something you knew back then. I'm just saying.
You think that's the way society is today, though?
Oh, everybody wants.
We can always blame somebody else for what we had the tools to do when it was in our face, and we decided to say, "I'm gonna do what I want to do."
Being ignorant is something you was born with. Yeah. How long you stay ignorant
is a choice.
Is a choice.
Yeah.
Julia says, "Do you think Terrell Owens is coming back for the love of the game or for the money?"
Terrell Owens ain't coming back to the professional football league. You know what I'm saying?
It's literally for him. It's for the love.
I think he need the money because his agent took all his money because he trusted in his agent, and his agent made some bad deals, and he took all his money. Like we seen that come out in a reality show.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, you got a lot of bills, but I know he knocking cats out though. I seen him out there.
He still got it.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So he go to UFC there.
It's in the future. Don't write it off. Never say never.
Yeah, I just think it's different. Moving on though, man. We got a lot to talk about.
Let's talk about, since we're talking about sports, Donovan Mitchell dropped 71 points the other night.
Good Lord.
71 in an overtime win. It ain't blow nobody out.
Toronto
I think that was one overtime. We went in double overtime and lost with the Lakers. I mean with Golden State.
Y'all, don't say we.
I said we. I'm talking about me.
Oh, okay. You said we. I didn't know what you was saying.
The Hawks went in double overtime and lost to Golden State.
Okay.
But Cleveland went in overtime with, I can't remember who they was playing.
Toronto?
Yeah. He dropped 71 point. Yeah. And the next day he got tested.
Same night.
The same night?
Same night, right after the game.
When did Luka did he ever?
Either night before or same night. It might have been the same night.
Luka got tested.
When
he dropped that. This is what I'm talking about. This is the point I'm talking about.
No, Mike, that's a reach, bro.
Luka got
that triple double that Luka had.
No. Where you going with this?
When Luka had that triple double, what he had 60-something
60, 20, and 10.
Yeah.
Did they test him?
No.
Why they test Donovan?
Because it's a random test. It's random, bro. And Kevin Love went too. Everybody want to stop and act like they didn't happen. Kevin Love had 2 points and he had to go too.
Okay, so it was like a whole thing.
It's just a random thing, man. Yo, my son
we get randomly
so far with
selected
that.
other than them.
Everybody get random, dog. That's in the collective bargaining of the NBA. That's not nothing
always
new.
be when somebody hits some
that's
crazy
that's not always true. That's
really?
not always true.
Statistics and records are made to be broken. And when they're threatened,
he didn't break nothing.
I'm just saying, if you putting crazy numbers up, that raises red flags for the league sometimes.
Oh, he did it one night, and then the next night he had 20.
Because he was tired from the 71.
No, that's if y'all want to put color on that, y'all tripping. Y'all tripping.
I want to hear, and maybe I ain't done enough homework to see how often these players are, because most of the time it's usually when somebody get tested is when they had like a career high.
But only reason we know he got tested because he said something.
Right, and that's why I say I need to do more.
You know why
homework.
he said something? So we had this dumbass conversation.
Townsend got tested too from the Chiefs, and he a white punter.
That's what I'm saying, dog. Like
he was hitting 70 yards 3 times. They say we got to test this cat.
It happens, dog.
Okay.
Serena said it's racial.
Who?
Serena Williams.
Who?
Serena.
Anyway.
Tennis player.
Anyway.
I don't know, man. I'm going to have to do some more homework. She got tested more
than the guys.
Yeah, I'm going to have to do some more homework. Hey.
What we ain't going to do now. What we ain't going to do now.
They testing her for
Hey.
We going to get canceled on it. I'm just saying.
Just me too.
What you call just got tested too. The receiver from Philly. He got 6 catches, 164 yards, and 3 TDs. Who does that?
If you go back and look, all the tests, look at some of the points they put up, then you're gonna be like, oh, okay. Like, dog, they didn't take Kevin Love just to be like, we're gonna cover it up and take a white man too. It's just a random test. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man.
I got to sit back and I got to look at some stuff on this.
Here go Charles 2 times talking about
don't do Serena.
You ain't got to yell at me, bro. You ain't got to yell at me.
See, we told him, nah, we not doing that. We ain't doing
Move on, man. I'm not even about to have that conversation. My son don't even watch basketball.
I didn't even know that about that, but I just saw the trend, and so that's all I see though.
Mr. Charles said, "Don't do Serena like that."
Whatever.
All right, let's go on to something else, man. I don't know if y'all remember, we talked about this subject last summer. There was a black family in LA that got they had a piece of land that their ancestors had
put on a little house
on Venice Beach that was taken from them from the KKK. Let's just say
they got the land back.
They took the land, they got the land back. So they finally got the land back, and they decided to sell the land back to the beach for $20 million. How y'all feel about that?
Must be the money.
It's a disservice to them for $20 million. To me, that's my opinion.
We don't know why they sold it back, because they might have bigger plans or something else. They just need the money to get that going, so they feel like we ain't gonna do nothing with this land. Let's get some money for it and go on with our plan. So let's just take that. Let's not put a negative on it.
Yeah. Specifically, what they said was, so when they got the land back, they had already put in place that they had 2 years to respond to say whether you want to sell it or if you want to keep it and do what you want to do with it. Right. Now, and the $20 million was already there, so they knew that's what they would get. Okay. Now, where the land is, there is a lifeguard training center. So they said in order for them to clear that out they said by the time they do all the permits and this and that, the red tape, that it would have broken. Yeah. And none of them stay in California. None of the family, none of them live in California. So for them, it was like, just, go and take it back, give us our $20 million.
I think they should have got in contact with Lionel Richie and got, advised on what to do. I don't know who they talked to. Maybe they talked to a lawyer who don't own no land. But I think you call somebody that not only own land, but own some of the richest land in the world. You know what I'm saying? And you try to get advice. How you get in contact with him, I don't know. But I think if you put a SOS out for him, I think he could have led you in the right direction to go with that. Like I said, I hope whatever they do with the money, is they land. I agree with what Essential said, that land is the only thing that they ain't making again. So you need to hold on to it when you get it. I get it. That's how I feel. I don't think people that own houses should sell them. Right. No matter what. Keep it in the family. I just believe that, especially black people. When you own land, don't give it back for nothing. Right. You know what I'm saying? If you got to move the family and something, just keep land. But in their situation, like you were saying, if they got to do so much work that they feel like it exhausts whatever they trying to do, then they did the right thing.
Because in that
$20 million is enough.
I don't know what they had before.
I
don't know.
They got 2 blocks.
Yeah,
that's it. I looked at the pictures too. Yeah. I looked at the photos.
Maybe they feel like,
but because let's say that they did keep it, how much?
What you gonna put there?
And like I said, with all the permits and stuff, how much would you really make off of that? And let's talk about generational wealth. Because now, let's say if I decide to keep it, and I say, okay, well, let's build a ice cream shop, a hamburger joint. First off, that's gonna take about 2-3 years, and we talking about at least $500,000-$300,000.
That's true, Brian. Everybody don't have ownership mentality. He right.
So it's gonna take you about $500,000-$800,000, something like that. And who's to say that it's gonna profit anything? So now at this point, if you're telling me already, I can get $20 million for something that my folks left me, that y'all took from us, and we didn't have to do anything for it. Right. And I could take this $20 million and now go elsewhere because I don't even live here.
That's what I'm saying, and do something else with it.
Right. Like, and create some more generational wealth for the rest of my family.
They might have a plan already and the land was the way to get their plan going.
Sure.
So they went through the fight to get the land, and then they sold it back to get their plan going. You never know.
Right.
They might just take the 20 mil and live the rest of their life if that's what they want to do.
Yeah.
It is what it is. But if it's 20, if it's some acres right on Venice Beach, what you gonna put there?
Yeah.
Because now you talking permits and
Yeah.
all that. You think they ain't gonna make it hard for you to get whatever you need?
You're gonna be paying prime dollar. And I think they were the place, the lifeguard training facility was paying them like $160 a year, $160,000 for rent per year.
But the county was leasing it for
That's true. Essentials.
400.
That's true.
400 plus.
People do own land in places they don't live in. That's true.
Yeah, but
Flex be on the show all the time. His family own land, and they own land. But the way his mind works, and I don't know if anybody else in his mind works. Flex looking to do something with that land. My uncle owns land. He won't sell. He won't give it. He won't write it over to me. He'll write it over to my brother though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But my brother don't have a plan for it, so he's not gonna write it over till he got a plan.
Right.
I got a plan, but we ain't that cool. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it is what it is. But you can't sitting on land with no plan, waiting on a plan versus doing what you can do today that might help tomorrow or generations.
Right.
It's tough to say we're gonna sit on this land.
Right. I'm for that.
You know what I'm saying? It's tough to say we're gonna just sit on this and wait for somebody to come up with something because who says somebody won't slip through the cracks, then you lose the land. Then you ain't getting nothing. You out there butt naked.
Right.
That's this used to be my land.
Yeah, that's like a computer programmer get gifted a farm. I don't know the first thing about farming, but I know about these computers.
Right.
So let me go on and I sell that, give my money. They put it in another direction.
I feel you on that though, Charles. That's why I said they need to talk to Lionel Richie. You know what I'm saying? He said they need to say they rent land from me. You know what I'm saying? Lionel Richie owned Rodale Drive. You know what I'm saying? That's his land.
Huh?
So I mean, but he had a plan.
And
until you got a plan, you hoping for the best. And I didn't see the land. I don't see if it was, Venice Beach property on this side and that side.
Ocean
and they had
front.
it's Venice Beach.
So I mean, you gotta unless you're gonna put an ice cream parlor right there. I don't know what you're gonna do. I agree with y'all though. I might have tried to. I agree with Charles 2 times. I might have just tried to rent it out to him. If they didn't go for it, then I'm selling it, man.
Initially, it was a black resort, right?
Yeah, it was a black resort,
Right.
and it was taken away from him.
The original owner, I read in the Chicago Tribune that he was a chef on a train that used to do routes from California to Utah, back and forth.
Right.
I'm not sure what the wife did. You know what I'm saying?
I just think.
Go ahead.
I think they fought for something. They got it. They realized they got it. Then they ain't know what to do then.
This piece of land was barred off of zoning, so you couldn't build anything on it.
So at that point,
But once you sell it for $20 million, you come back to visit, you probably won't even recognize where your land was. After the gentrification.
How old are these people?
They were older than us, but they had some our age. I'm gonna be honest. I saw the picture, and one of them married a white lady, and I was like,
I mean,
Or she just light skinned
"What?"
in that dress, in that wedding dress.
How old were these people? Like about
Probably
50s, 40.
50, yeah.
They upper.
Us and older.
So they, but okay.
Us and older.
At that point, man, them people just trying to live, man.
Yeah,
They
us
ain't
and
think
older.
about it. They probably ain't no kids. I don't know.
Bro, don't you know what you could get on Venice Beach ocean front?
But at what cost, though?
$100 million.
At
They're
what
gonna
cost?
surpass 20 million so
at what
fast.
cost?
You talking in a mindset of building or just getting what you feel is worth. They talking in the mindset of I just want to be done with it. So that's why they just took 20 million. They just want to be done with it. That's what that says to me. I just want to be done.
I get what you're saying. They should get some advice on what
Hell
to
yeah.
do with it. But if a man come up there and write you a blank check for $20 million
It's probably
for that
worth- it's
property,
probably worth
they know they gonna
$200.
flip that
They
over.
had 2 years. when they first gave it back to them, they already knew they was gonna get 20 million. They had 2 years to act on what they was gonna do. So within these 2 years, they didn't come up with nothing, because that's how they found out about the permits, the zoning, and all that stuff. And that's when they was just like, you know what, cash me out.
I do agree with if you could figure out a way to rent it back to them, absolutely.
Yeah.
But if you can't, come up off of it, man. Get your money. Go do what you're gonna do.
I didn't have it before y'all called me.
That's real. You always talk about poverty.
And now it's up to me to decide how I'm gonna make this money work for me and mine.
If my black ass get it, I'm getting buried.
How much the attorney getting from this settlement?
Probably about 20%.
I'm getting buried on that land. Right here lays Ralph black ass.
He probably got about 20%.
On Venice. Moving on.
Oh man. What else? Okay. Let's bounce back to sports. Well, yeah, a little bit about sports. Shannon Sharp and Skip Bayless. Let's talk about what happened.
It's staged. I don't even believe it.
You think it's staged?
Yeah. I don't believe it.
Ratings probably shot through the roof.
Yeah, I don't believe it.
We like drama and controversy.
They might have been failing in ratings. Yeah, I believe it's staged.
That's a good perspective. What you think of?
I mean, I don't think it's staged, but it's good for TV.
I don't think Shannon Sharp will let somebody continuously disrespect him like that.
It's happened before.
So, I mean, I just think it's staged. I think the ratings slipping. One of them little other boring shows is taking off, and they like, yo, we got to make sure we hold it down. Stephen A. got, 4 shows on ESPN?
Too many.
But Skip is known for, he's, you know what I mean, pulling feathers and stuff like that.
I look at the whole thing as a...
Dana asked what happened. That's Dana.
Oh, okay. I knew we was going to have to explain it. What happened was Shannon Sharp and Skip Bayless, they have a show where they debate sports every day, all this. The situation we were just talking about with Demar Hamlin, when he passed out, Skip did a tweet that same exact night, and his tweet had something, it read to the extent of, it's important that the game moves on, but we need to make sure we look after this guy tonight. Am I saying that right? I don't want to.
He was prioritizing the game over
somebody's health.
And
when you read over again, it can be construed so many different ways.
The entire text, it's like 4-5 paragraphs. Mm-hmm. That was like one of the last paragraphs. It was like somebody thinking and typing.
Just typing.
How you interpreted it was up to you.
Okay.
A lot of people don't. Hey, man.
How many of them say crazy shit and then follow it up with an apology?
That's what I'm saying, man.
So
let me ask you this. Booker said something that meant the world, and didn't nobody say nothing to him. Booker said the NFL don't care about, they care, but they don't care enough about that. They trying to figure out what their next move.
Yeah.
And Adam Schefter, he was stuck and would end up saying something else. But Booker was like, hey, that's just it's a business. Yeah. That's all that was, man. Like, he
Oh, well, let me finish telling her what happened. So the next day on the show, when Shannon came out, he started his monologue. Skip cut him off. And Shannon was talking about, he wanted to talk about, he said, I don't want to come out here and talk about your tweet. I want to talk about this young man.
Right.
And the fact that you cut me off, he kind of at that point, you could see he was disrespectful. So he really was like, look, I came in here to try to do my monologue. Say what you got to say, because I'm not finna do this with you today.
Let's go, Jen.
Let's go, Jen.
Let's go, Jen.
He literally shut down that conversation, and he explained why. Because he didn't want to talk about the tweet, which will overshadow what happened to this young man.
That's right.
Which he wanted to talk about. So that's what happened. And they went on with the show.
That's why I think it's staged, man.
I look at it, you know what, and sometimes I look at it a little deeper than most. I look at it as the parallel of race relations in America. I look at it as they'll invite us to whatever it is that they got going on for the entertainment, to get likes, to get popularity, to bounce off our culture. Mm-hmm. But as soon as we get to the point to where we're the forefront, I got to do something to pull you back in. Mm-hmm. And that's literally what happens with Skip every time something happens.
Mm-hmm. Shannon Sharp married a white woman, ain't she? And,
My point exactly.
oh, okay.
My point. So they gonna do something to pull you back down to say, hey, look here, bruh.
Ratings.
This is ours.
Ratings.
This is ours.
Ratings.
I said that.
Ratings.
Hey,
So
It's just stage.
it's wrestling.
Man.
wrestling.
That's all right.
Moving on,
wrestling.
bro. Moving on, bro.
He's a professional.
Man, they play it
He
off
has an
each other,
expertise
man.
in his opinion.
When you got a guy so passionate and the guy's such an antagonist, that's what you get. This stage.
So you don't think that's just like if you're at a job and you deal with some stuff you don't like to deal with,
Right.
do you stay just because this ain't me? I would have been on haul off on this dude, or do I need to stick around?
One thing about Jason Williams showed me with that whole Kyrie thing, he's ready to put on the line
Oh yeah, well,
for what he felt.
yeah.
Shannon Sharp ain't willing to do
No,
that,
he
sir.
not. Nah, he want to keep his chair.
Stage.
For all
Moving
y'all
on.
that want, but for one let me elaborate a little one time. If for all of y'all that want to get Skip fired or whatever, I'm not trying to get him fired. All you got to do is stop watching
Yeah.
and let them ratings plummet.
Who
That'll catch up. To
was
him.
Uncle Shay Shay?
That's Shannon Sharp.
Who called him Uncle?
I don't know. Well, that's one of the names he used on the show. He called himself.
Ain't man calling
Uncle
himself
Shay.
Shay Shay, man. There's something. Shay Shay was a girl in my hood. Word.
Hey, Corey Holcomb be calling him all kind of
I'm
food.
just saying, man. Shay Shay was a girl.
I'm
Matter of
not even
fact,
gonna talk about what Corey be saying about him.
I hear you, babe.
man in his 40s doing Black and Miles. I'm good. Word.
Crazy.
Moving on, dog.
Oh my goodness! All right, people, if you in the room,
Now, hold on. Where you about
you
to
got
go?
one more. You don't want to do that
Nah,
one?
man.
Okay, I got one more thing.
Okay, I got something. I got something.
You want to go with that? Go ahead and go with that.
Absolutely.
Go ahead and go with that.
Today I put a post up and the world went crazy.
I was gonna pull it up and play it just so they can get the context of it.
Yikes. I don't know if you've seen the
Let me
post.
see if I can find it. Go ahead and talk, and if I find it, I'll let you know.
We have a group on Facebook. I don't know who knows, but we're number 7 on Brian Thomas's
Damn.
favorite podcast.
Oh, man.
But it is what it is. We're number 7. I put a post up and a young lady was talking about her submission to her husband. And she said a lot of things that a lot of people took as, some people was like, okay, I feel that, blah, blah, blah. Then they put it on religion. And then people said, put the negative. Of course, we're going to put the negative on everything. The word slavery come up. But a young, seasoned lady came in and she said something. And part of it that she said, I really understood. Miss Brenda Crespo. Me and Miss Crespo, we got a love-hate relationship because her son be picking on me, and I defend myself. But she said something that it was really, I don't know who read her paragraph, but go back and read it. Was a lot of. She said she's not talking about an average Joe. She's not talking about. She's saying a lot of men that could get something like this couldn't handle it, and. I ask you, brothers, like if you had a woman like that, you know what I'm saying? If that was your lady, could you handle somebody that submissive to you without abusing that? Because this lady said, if he tell me to go wash the dish, I'm gonna get him to go wash the dish, and I was like, okay, all right, okay,
I got it. Let me play it real quick.
All right.
Okay, we don't own that now. Don't get us fired.
No, we ain't.
My husband is number 1. If my husband tells me, hey, sit down, I'll sit down. If he tells me you can't go out with your friends today, I'm not going to go out with my friends. If he says, hey, go wash this dish for me, I'm going to go wash the dish for him. I chose this man to be the king of my life, and yes, I agree with everything he says, and I do everything he says. And I did that because I chose this man. I put him in this position of my life, and this is how I honor and take care of and love the man in my life. So I tell women out there, you want a man in your life, you want to be happy, figure out what you would do when you are happy. Because I am happy. My husband does so many great things for me, and I would do that for him. I obey him, I respect him, and I let him be the man that he is. I chose a man that I wanted to follow. I chose someone to lead me, and that's why I will do anything for him. If he tells me jump, I'll jump. If he tells me sit down, I'll sit down. If he tells me go in the room or go up on stage, I will do either or. Anyways, That's a message for everyone out there. Love and cherish the king in your life.
We do not own the rights to that, but hopefully we can still get it played. Because YouTube will get rid of it. But that's deep. That's deep. That's deep for many reasons. Of if you look back in the household, if you look back through society today, and what I got from it, my interpretation though, was a woman that trusted her husband with her life. And so whatever he chose, she was okay with it. Wording was something that a lot of people had issues with. The word, especially the word obey.
Right.
But in her household, that's how she feels she lived. You know what I'm saying? And I don't have a problem with that. Is that for me? No, because I like a little spice. You know what I'm saying? I like a little
resistance.
Yeah, I like that little resistance.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I understand it and I definitely respect it.
Mm-hmm.
What y'all feel?
I'll let you go first, though.
Because you had a lot to say, bro. You was you was kind of upset.
No, I wasn't upset.
I woke up.
I mean, what I said, my comment was like, happiness comes in all forms. I was just getting like cult vibe from that.
Was it because of her Haji?
No.
Had you not seen the picture, would you have felt the same way?
Yeah.
Okay.
But the Haji, automatically I said, she has to be Muslim.
Okay.
But I didn't want to put the cult into that and ruffle, offend anybody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Muslim.
Go ahead. Muslim. I respect the culture, but it's not for everybody.
But is that a culture thing or is that just a submission thing? Because you don't have to be Muslim, even though she was to live by that. I'm gonna call it a code, just to to shorten it up. Like we meet a lot of men require that from they spouse.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But I couldn't be out in public telling her.
Is it?
I think it's unfair.
This and that.
Why not?
That's not who I am.
And okay, that's one way of putting it.
I look at it from a sense of, because that essentially is what she said was essentially what.
Yo, Charles 2 times is crazy. Go ahead. Go what you say.
Essentially, what you heard is what every man would say that they would want. 90%, like you said, like us, we like a little pushback. We want a little, you know what I mean. But most of the time, that is what you want from a woman. But are you willing to do what a man is supposed to do in order to receive these things?
And that's what she said.
Right. She's happy. She said he is good.
Yeah.
So that's why I said I am completely 100% with what she's saying, because she good.
Right.
He's done everything he had to do
to earn it. He's earned that. He's
earned it. So no matter how you feel about it, no matter how I feel about it, they good.
Okay, let me get some of these comments in right quick.
Go ahead.
Julia said, "Is this why a lot of black men date outside their race?" I don't think so.
No.
What else he say? Let's find a black woman saying this. The lady was black. Did you even see it, brother? Did you even see it?
She was black.
Yeah,
she was black.
Okay. And
she was raised to be a wife, not an independent woman.
One black woman with this mentality. And I agree with that, Shannon, Sean and Nicole. It's more black women out there that actually, and I'm not speaking for women, let me do that first, that wants to be like this,
right,
versus let me see what Bill I gotta do for this mother, because they too busy raising titty man versus men. It's a lot of brothers out here that steal titties. They're on that titty from the mama.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So they rough around the edges when it come to being a man.
Right.
And the one she got, in her eyes,
he doing everything,
is 100% a man. He's a provider. He's a lover. He mentally, spiritually. He's everything because she said she's willing to walk off the end of the earth if that man asked her to.
Right.
But what about the titty man that wants to lead a family?
He ain't doing it right.
That's not necessarily true either. Because like you said before, sometimes women, and I'm not speaking for women, but this is what we see.
Just scenarios.
This is what we see.
That's what we see. Right.
A lot of problems come from single parent households where the mother showed them everything, and then you got that bull mess of just don't know how to submit. I'm not going to even say they just independent. I'm just saying they don't know how to because what they've shown was my mama did it. I can do it. I don't need. All I need him for is affection and penis. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I mean. That's slippery, man. That's slippery. I didn't take any negative. If anybody said I don't want to deal with slavery. If you looked at that as slavery, I want to ask you what it was like to be a slave because you wasn't there.
Right.
And your great grandparents ain't been dead that long, so that's kind of offensive. But anyway,
yeah,
I just look at that totally different. You know what I'm saying? If you earn that, if a woman want to submit to you that way because you earn it, is it wrong?
Not at all.
That's deep.
That's her choice.
That's deep. Yeah.
Was that Tyson? Tyson said that earlier in the comments.
Yeah,
she chose. She put emphasis on
absolutely.
chose.
She believed in this man enough to give him everything.
Mm-hmm.
That's hard to come by these days. You know what I'm saying? Like if he handling everything the way that she's okay with. She like, yo, my reward to him is to give him me.
Mm-hmm.
What's wrong with that?
I mean, I think every woman in their right mind, at a certain point in their life, that strives for a bond with the male or somebody to look over them,
right,
wants to learn, like you said, wants to learn how to submit and be able to provide, and look after this person that is taking care of everything that I want and need.
Some women don't want to take care of nothing.
Right.
But they ain't found a man that they believe in enough or the situation hasn't presented itself where they can just turn everything over to him.
True. Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, yo, that was deep to me, man. I was like, damn. And then I was like, nah, I don't want that.
But what if she was so submissive he decided to, let's just hypothetically say, maybe he stepped out. Do you think she's strong enough to absorb that?
You know what? I think that
she said, "Let a man be a man." Is
that
included?
That adds a lot to it, and that's what you accept in your marriage. Because I know some women that's married,
so she's acceptable to this.
I mean, if she believes that a man should be able to do that, then yeah.
I mean, over in Africa, you can have however many.
I mean, but that lady might be from Philly. That might be from Minnesota. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying.
Dude, Julian even know she's black. But anyway, yeah.
He knew. He knew. I was sticking up for you, Julian.
It's a thing of what are you willing to accept to keep your marriage together? Back in the day, they stayed together for the kids.
That's right.
Yep.
They were
you know what I'm saying? It's infidelity enough to leave. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because before we leave, do we try to fix, or we just leave off the first time thinking that it can't change?
Right.
For the newer generation.
No shit, we ain't got to go. I'm talking about our generation.
They ain't even trying.
No, that's our. Hell yeah. There's a lot of divorce here. I don't think we that strong. I don't think we got staying power in our generation.
I thug it out, bro.
I don't think so.
I'll be so heartbroken, but
would that make you go harder in the paint though, or would you fall back?
What? No, man.
You know what I mean?
I consider myself to be a pretty cool cat, but that shit would strike deep, man.
Women,
I'll be so.
Charles 2 times said women leave for financial, not cheating. I don't agree with that.
No. Most women leave off of emotional situations.
I think a woman that
said
emotionally first.
I think a woman that earns her own will leave your black ass if you cheat.
Ask Gabby Union.
Sure.
Jesus.
Ask Gabby Union.
I ain't never cared for her. But I really think that most women, first of the time, once they step out emotionally, they have disconnected at some point. Not saying they're done, but at some point emotionally they've disconnected. It ain't about the money.
All the time.
It ain't.
I'm going to use your example. She working at McDonald's. and she ain't the manager.
I love this part. I love this part.
And you making 130 easily without even getting out the bed. I don't think it's more emotional. I think it's a mistake. 'Cause I like the way this chandelier is hanging on this ceiling.
Episode 32, y'all.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's like, okay.
They go Big Nicole. Big Nicole say a woman leaves for a number of reasons.
Tell us the reasons.
Yeah,
Please
reasons.
expound, Nicole.
The reasons why you leave.
Oh, goodness. Good.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Right,
you know,
y'all. Brian is toxic.
Yeah. Oh, you let that.
She ain't like Calvin. You know what I'm saying?
That's all it takes. She married him. Anyway, man, what got me was, man, I look at it at 10
Peace.
o'clock.
Be safe.
It was 4 hours ago. I said these dudes done started the foolishness super early in the morning.
that was a good conversation.
I can't
It was
believe
great
I was
conversation.
mad. I think I
It was
really thought I was
great.
mad.
I think Miss Mama Crespo hit it very much on the nail on the head. Was that it's not what she's saying is how do you have that and not abuse it? Like, are you able to have that? Like, that's deep. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if you do everything because you feel you should, and you see that she like Brother Burke put the Coming to America bark like a dog up there.
Yeah,
Like, are you willing to restrain from taking advantage of that situation? Is your love for your lady that deep where you understand what she's doing and you with that? I mean, because I ain't gonna lie, I think she was straight
Right.
until she said, if he tell me go wash this dish, I'm gonna go wash it. I think a lot of people were frowned up at that. I laughed. I was like, oh shit, they got the dish to wash. Okay, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? But
Flex said that's what he talking about.
I mean, yeah, what do you say, royal, whatever, yeah, Imperium. That's what it is. Shout out to my homeboy Sion, aka Smoke. You know what I'm saying? I like a little spice with mine. So
I want a little kickback.
I understand what it's like to be in the situation where you can have somebody, willing to do whatever for you, and you ruin that.
Yeah.
And I think with that, it taught me to appreciate things that I have and to treat them well. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't, and I lost in that. So I understand what that is.
Okay.
But do you think people like the young lady is frowned upon?
Yeah,
From the outside?
by ladies that don't understand it.
Yeah. Definitely about
If
people that don't
like
understand.
we
It
have
ain't
to
got to be a culture.
we have to look at
No,
the
it ain't
trauma.
the
We have to
culture.
look at the trauma that a lot of us suffer from, and one thing that men and women suffer from is submission. You know what I'm saying? So to hear a woman say, "I trusted him 100%," you start putting your own shit in there and be like, "Nah, I ain't going for that." You know what I'm saying?
Ralph, let me ask you, is it, from a man's standpoint, is it submission or do we call it compromising?
When we call it compromise, I mean we ain't willing to submit. That's ego talk. That's ego talk. Because if you fully submit to your spouse, the compromise just comes with it. You know what I'm saying? And it's not a compromise where I can't do this, I can't do that. It's a compromise of respecting the relationship.
I'm not gonna do this.
Yeah, and I don't have an issue not doing that.
Nah, I can't.
And some of it is self-inflicted compromise where you be like, you know what, I got this girl over here, she good to me. Or a lady might be like, I got this man over here, he doing everything I need him to do.
Right.
Let me cut all my foolishness off,
Right.
so I don't ruin this. You know what I'm saying? When you go into it talking about, man, I had to, because she ain't like,
Yeah.
you ain't really
ain't
submitted
ready.
to the
Yeah,
relationship.
you
You know what I'm
ain't ready for
saying?
it. Right.
Sure.
So I mean, you got to look at that, man.
Yeah. That was a good one though. I woke up to that, and I was like, oh God.
Oh, it ain't over. That shit's still on fire.
Yeah, it's gonna keep popping. But we're gonna push on, man.
Yeah, let's move on.
We had another list that jumped off up in there. Things to leave in 2022.
You knocking it out the park.
Chris Bow.
So let's just
You
go
knocking it out
and
the
go
park.
down. Yeah, he been on fire the last few days. I told you we been energizing
Yeah,
ourselves.
yeah. We've been getting ready.
Energizing.
Y'all want the list?
We need the list.
I got it on my phone. If I miss something, I will grab my phone. But let's go. Let's go.
Right, add something to it.
Let's start with compression pants, man. Let's start with the compression pants. And I know I sound like a hypocrite with this because I was so for them last year.
All right.
Bring the compressions out. Y'all ain't even compressing that no more. It's just out there, you know. Let's get back to wearing jeans, and it's winter right now. So can we get the jeans and the boot? Can we get the high knee boots with no compressions under them? It's ridiculous. The ladies at the gym, they used to be a treat, but now it's just a lot of compression going on that ain't compressing.
Oh, God.
So with that being said, let's leave compressions as fashion in 22 and get back to putting on clothes.
Let me turn my mic down because I'm just gonna be laughing for this.
Number two.
Go number two.
You crying ass brothers about what ladies ain't doing.
Preach, brother.
What you need and all this from her.
Yes, sir.
Look here, my man.
Tired of it.
If you like her, if you love her, whatever she come with, be willing to deal with it and be willing to work yourself up into whatever you need to be with her. Stop talking about what you want to do and all this, and you ain't even doing half of that yourself. Number three. These complaining ass women about these brothers.
Yes, Lord.
That don't want to give them their money for no damn reason. Understand this: a brother that really mess with you, he has no problem giving you his money.
Another one.
Come on, preacher.
If you want the bag with no plan, he's not giving you his money. Come with a plan, he might give you his money. But if you ain't got a plan, take your black ass to work. Period. Number 4. This one gonna hurt a lot of people right here. Let me set up for this one. 2 brothers on a hookah is a date.
Another one.
I repeat. 2 brothers on one hookah is a date. Y'all need to cut it out. Okay? I don't want to call y'all names, but I am judging y'all. If I got strawberry hookah lotta and you got chocolate mist, we need 2 separate hookahs. We can't go into this together. Okay? So let's stop it. Get your own hookah.
Oh, hell no.
It's 2 songs on TikTok that I'm tired of hearing with everything that come on now. One is the Lady Tim's. Yeah. I'm tired of that damn song.
I like Afrobeat.
I feel you. Me too. But that one song is Woe Out Dog.
Yeah,
it's his. And then another one is a song that deal with depression. Ain't nobody that sad in the world. Let's retire them 2 songs off TikTok, please. Can we do that? And this one here gonna really mess some of y'all up. We don't care that you got a passport. We don't care that you going out of town. Enjoy yourself. Bring the pictures back. We love to see you had a good time, but we don't have to see you taking your passport to go to Iowa. Bruh. Cut it out.
Bruh.
Can we stop that shit, man?
Hey.
Can we please
let
stop
them
that?
folks be great, though.
Hey, man.
You ain't never thought about that shit?
No, I'm not posting. I don't want you niggas to know nothing I'm doing. First of all, let me put
you ain't never post the passport with them plastic chuckers on?
My homeboy posts a picture. He take his shoes off every time he get on the plane. You know what he told me?
What'd he take?
It ain't for fashion. He said his feet hurt. I said, wow. we at the point where we got to show our dirty socks.
Yo.
Because of that. It's all good. It is all good. And this one right here, let's everybody calm down. Here we go. Talking about women with enhancements. We gotta stop. We gotta stop. We gotta stop for two reasons. As men, because women do a lot of things for us and we don't appreciate. Sometimes they go overboard. I get it.
Right.
But we gotta stop. But some of you ladies that be running off about these ladies with the enhancements might want to get them numbers and find out who did her enhancements, because you walking around here looking like a linebacker. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, I love you, but you're heavy. You know what I'm saying? So let's cut that out. You know what I'm saying?
She said leave out those filter apps too.
Mind your business.
Leave it in 2022.
No, can bring the filters. Y'all want to look pretty online, dude. You know, one thing I got a problem with is the headshots. Show that whole.
I need that.
Show that whole uncomfortable body.
I need all of that.
And that's men and women. Show them uncomfortable bodies. Let somebody really judge you. They don't want to get to meet you and be like, well, damn.
Been catfish.
All right. Women with the enhancements. Hey, man, I get it. You did what you did for you. You know what I'm saying? In quotes. You did it for you. You know what I'm saying? You want to feel beautiful about yourself. You went and got them done. I get it. I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? But these attitudes that come with it, hold on now, wait a minute. Let's relax on turning our nose up at people. And you ain't really, you work for it, but you work for it in a store or in a restaurant or at a business. You ain't work for it in the gym. And then if you don't really work for it, 6 months later, you back there with the women looking like linebackers. So I need you to relax as well. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know what number we on right now. I'm just gonna keep going.
We on number 9. We on number 9.
This one's for the fellas. It's cool in 2022 that y'all feel comfortable enough to tell everybody you eat ass. I get it. Y'all really out here putting it in the air that y'all ain't afraid to put your motherfucking tongue and lips on the gas chamber. I get it. I get it. But that bump on the side of your mouth and the inside, that might be a hemorrhoid. While you playing, while you out here sucking on booty cheek or booty hole. You know what I'm saying? So let's cut that out. Do it in private. You know, you still want to eat your little booty, go eat your little booty. But just you ain't got to tell us all the time. I remember when it was forbidden to say you ate, pussy. Yeah. And now we passed that, bro. We letting it know that y'all eat ass. You know what I'm saying?
They using syrup or jelly.
That's that's their thing. This is a public service announcement for everybody, including my little sister, Yolanda Walden. Bacharach is done. Y'all musty now. It's everywhere. It don't even smell good no more. Half of y'all got fake Bacharach. Y'all Bacharach got 2 K's in it. They ain't got no C's.
Yeah, that ultra.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all got ultra. That, and I get it, the brothers, you know what I'm saying? That's your first cologne you bought that wasn't from CVS. You know what I'm saying? So you hype. You know what I'm saying? You wearing it everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
CVS sell cologne?
Yeah. If you look behind, when you check out, look behind them. It's in the glass. You got Cool Water. You got Dakar. And old Stetson or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, shit.
Another one.
Let's take Savage with that too. You brothers have OD'd on these 2 fragrances. We got to move on, brothers. Find something else. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Anything else? Oh yeah.
Everything I got, I throw away.
Hey. And I'm about to be, you know what I'm saying? Because I did something today that I normally don't do, but I'm putting this on the list too. Leave them goddamn Crocs at the crib. We tired of seeing them.
Yeah.
Because half of them y'all got dirty socks on or that heel looking crazy. You know what I'm saying? So let's go back to dressing up though, for real, for 23. Let's put clothes back on.
The purpose.
Yeah, come on. We better than this, man. We too comfortable out here. We out here looking bad right now. You know what I'm saying? So let's change that, and then it's 2023.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot more stuff on the list, but I'm gonna end right there. I want to leave with this. Y'all got something else for the show?
Yeah, man. A couple more things for 2022, but I'll leave that later. But before we get out of here, honestly, I just really want to give the Soundproof Hunger Room a big shout out for that latest article in CanvasRebel.com magazine, man. Y'all check that out. Okay? What you doing doesn't go unnoticed. I'm telling you. Trust the process. We out here. Somebody done seen something. Somebody done said something. And shout out to all our supporters that do it for the culture, man, and support the podcast. Definitely, man. I'm proud of y'all, brothers. Thank you. Check out CanvasRebel.com and check out that article for the Soundproof Hunger Room. Beat your boy Sean and Ralph.
We appreciate that, man. I want you to get your first off, thank you for everybody that support us, that love us, is riding with us. Like I said, hit the subscribe, hit the like, hit the notification, tell your friend to tell a friend. We're going to keep on pushing, but we ain't going to leave just yet. I want you to get your list out, your 2022 list. Leave that back out there and throw it out there. And I'm going to throw mine, and then we'll raise up out of here.
More on the serious note, everybody said the lashes. Everybody said the Yeezys. But let's get more serious with our health. And let's throw our pride aside and establish a relationship with our primary care doctors in 2023. All right. Let's leave that toxic positivity back in 2022. Meaning that hold people accountable, man. If they a mess out here online or in the streets, tell them that shit ain't cool, man. If you a friend, be honest with them. That's all. You know what I mean?
Straight up.
Definitely, man.
Straight up.
And if you got people that aren't a part of your story, leave them back in 2022, man. Their part of your story is over. So sever that shit, man. It's all good. Even if it's family involved. You gotta grow. We leaving all that behind us.
That's what you got?
I got. Go ahead.
What you got, brother?
All right, man. First, I want to say, before I go into my list, I want to give a little recognition. They didn't pay us or nothing, but I want to give a recognition to one of the first black-owned developers in Georgia. They're doing the tiny homes. They got a whole lot of, I think it's 21 lots in College Park, where it's called the South Park Cottages in College Park. First black developed micro community. You got 29 units under 1,000 square feet. They go from 190 to 230. Look up southparkcottages.com. I just want to throw that out there because we always try to support our own people. That's what we're about. Everything you see we got on is supported by some black folks. We don't help somebody out, so let's keep that circle going. But some of the things, some of the stuff I say we need to leave in 2022. Black business owners, restaurants, lounges, things of that nature. Let's leave the DJs and the hookahs. I'm tired of them. I'm telling you, I don't want to go and smoke my cigar and I got a DJ in my ear, pumping it up. I can't hear to lay it down. I can't hear to chill out.
All right.
Okay, let's leave that alone, man. A lot of people ain't gonna like me for this. These matching pajamas.
I'm with the matching pajamas. You on your own with them.
Leave the matching pajamas.
I'm gonna give me some matching pajamas.
Not even for the holidays?
Nah. Leave the matching pajamas.
It could be June. I'm ready to match with pajamas. Yeah, I'm ready to match.
Leave it alone. And on a serious note, let's stop standing up for stuff that's wrong. Just because you affiliated or you know these people. I ain't calling no names, but when you see something that's wrong, even though if you know them, don't stand up, they're my fault. Nah, if they wrong, they wrong.
Come on now.
Stop riding with them. Let them know. Look, dude, you did it. Let it go. Do your time. Go home. Take your vacation. Come on back.
Right.
Don't be riding with them.
There's so many undertones.
You know where I'm at with it, though.
Go ahead.
And that's why I say I ain't throwing no names out there. Stop supporting the folks that's wrong, man. That's pretty much all I got, man. Another thing, I got a lot, but I'm old, so I'm just gonna be quiet.
It's all good.
Yeah, people say I got a lot of stuff to argue about, but I just want to say, man, we appreciate y'all riding with us again. Always having a good time, man. Like I said, go subscribe, hit the like, hit the notifications, and again, we got some merch coming out soon. So y'all just keep your eyes open. We gonna lead you where you need to go once we get that thing rolling. And again, we appreciate y'all coming out with us. And you know, as I like to say, y'all hold it in the road. What y'all got?
Before I get out of here, I want to leave everybody with this. Intently try to be a good neighbor. Hopefully it will bring good neighbors around you. That's it.
So glad to be here.
Oh yeah, shout out to one of our supporters, very good supporters, Miss Ella. Miss Ella had surgery.
Oh really?
And she recovering. So speedy recovery to her.
Shout out Ella. Shout out speedy recovery, Ella. But again, we say thank you, man. We appreciate y'all hanging out with us. The comments, we love the comments. The Facebook group, keep bringing your people in. The bigger it get, the better interaction we get. And hopefully that'll translate to the subscriptions that we get on YouTube so we can bring y'all more content. So, man, we appreciate y'all. Y'all be safe out there in the streets and hold it in the road.
Oh yeah, shout out to Brian, man. We
finna go holler at him in a minute.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to bed. I've been up since 1:30. I'm going to bed.
We're gonna hang out with him for his birthday. He one of the top leading antagonists / funny. He leading 2 categories in the group: antagonist and funniest. So,
oh yeah, and words for the day.
There.
Prison gay.
Oh my God!
Curtis!
Come on!
Come
on!
Curtis!
Call me, bro!
Shout out to my brother, man, Curtis Clay.
Yo.
Curtis Clay.
Unbelievable.
Prison gay. Yeah. We got to have you on the show. We got to break that down to a compound. For real.
You know he like to break it down. Y'all be easy out there, man. We love y'all, man. Take it easy.
I need a margarita.